Hi, and welcome to A Plus Home Tutoring presents English Language Learning for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing. So today's lesson, we're going to be focusing on simple sentences. Now, how do we know a sentence is a sentence? In English, sentences must have two things: a subject and a predicate. Well, what does that mean? The first, a subject, is the who or the what that the sentence is about. It's always going to be a noun. Do you remember what a noun was? It's a person, place, thing, or idea. The subject, who, applies to a person, and the what is about a thing, an animal, or an idea. Always a noun. The second is a predicate. That means what you're doing. So if you have a noun, what is that noun doing? The predicate is always a verb. Verbs mean what? They are action words, either physical or mental actions. So if I wrote, a girl, is that a sentence? No, it is not a sentence. It has a subject, the who, a girl, but it's missing what? What is the girl doing? So I would have to add dances. Now it's a sentence. Why? Because I have both who, the subject, a girl, and what, the predicate. What is the girl doing? Dancing. Let me give you another example. Sits. Is that a sentence? No, it is not a sentence. Why? It has the what do, the predicate, the verb, sits. But it's missing who is sitting. So I can add the boy sits. Now it's a sentence. Why? Because it has both the subject, who, the boy, and the predicate, what is he doing? Sitting. So now I want you to try. I'm going to show you a paper. And I want you to think about, is each phrase a sentence or not a sentence? If it doesn't have both a subject and a predicate, then it is not a sentence. For example, so if I go back to a girl, that's not a sentence. So I would write F. F means fragment. Fragment means part of a sentence. So it's not a sentence. It's part of a sentence. If it is a full sentence, then I would write S, which means that it is a sentence. So you try. Please pause to look at the worksheet. So, how did you do? Was it right? I'm going to review some of those phrases. Number 1, played tennis. Is that a sentence? No, it is not a sentence. Why? Played tennis, that tells me the predicate, the what do, the verb you're playing. But it's missing the subject, the who. Who is playing tennis? So it's not a sentence, so you would write F. Number 2, Mom and Dad played tennis. Is that a sentence? Yes, it is. Why? Because it has both the who, Mom and Dad, and what are they doing? They played tennis. Number 3, walk the dog. Is that a sentence? No, it is not a sentence. It has what you're doing, walking the dog, but it's missing the who. Who's walking with the dog? So since it's missing the subject, it is not a sentence. So you would write F. Number 4, Mary. Every day, Mary walks the dog. Is that a sentence? Yes, it is. Why? Because it has both the subject, who, that's Mary, and what is Mary doing? She walks the dog. So you would write S for a sentence. Now, before we finish up, I just want to review quickly what we learned. Simple sentences must have 2 things. 1, the subject, which is a noun. It's the person, place, thing, or idea. The other part is a predicate, and that's the what do, the verb. Verbs are actions, either physical or mental actions. And what does a sentence mean? A sentence is a complete thought. It must have both the subject and predicate. So continue to practice. I'm going to show you another worksheet, and I want you to think about if the phrases are sentences or not sentences, and what can you do to add so that they can become sentences. So thank you again. Bye. Please pause now to review the worksheet. Thank you for watching. And check out our Facebook page at A+ Home Tutoring and our Facebook group page, Deaf and Hard of Hearing Community and Friends. Don't forget to hit subscribe.